Well, I've pressed the record button. And Zach,
You press the record button?
whatever it
Hi.
is, it's going to have to get by us. Go get her, Ray.
Ray? Like the Star Wars character Ray?
Man, this bit didn't go the way that I wanted to. Hi, I'm Tom. We're recording.
Like
Oops.
Oops indeed, yeah.
All right.
Well, how embarrassing.
Yeah, there it goes. We can't cut it. You know the rules. We can't cut anything.
No, the editing is not allowed.
Yeah.
Ignore all the bleeps that got put on last episode.
That was
naturally.
That was some of the yeah. Those were naturally occurring.
Tom can just make that noise. So can I. After years of training, but Tom was just born that way.
Sensora borealis, concentrated here, this time of year, in this part of the country, directly in your video.
Like how we said that was the last video, despite the fact there will absolutely be a video in between now and then that we just haven't commented on.
Fine, I'll switch them.
No, don't switch them.
No,
that video's awesome. Don't switch. No, wait. Why would you? You're not gonna have time to switch them. That one drops tomorrow, right?
What do you mean I'm not gonna have time to switch them? All I gotta do is press export on this one, and then boom, it's switched. Zach, I have a theory video for you.
You have a theory video for me.
I do. It's a little bit different than the ones that we've been talking about so far. It's a slightly different format, but I think you're gonna like it. Okay.
All right, I'm on board.
I have thought about calling this failed theories, but instead I want to call it why. This idea occurred to me because whenever I'm reading through A Song of Ice and Fire, a lot of the times I'm like hunting for evidence surrounding specific theories. And while I'm looking for those, weird things will occur to me over the course of my reading of the book.
So famously in our Benjen one, you found the man whose name we do not know who fed Bran a blackberry.
Exactly. That is a perfect example. And that...
I read a theory, by the way.
Oh.
It says that not that he gave him a blackberry to eat, just that the person gave him a blackberry. And some people think it's a time, like somebody from another universe giving him a cell phone that he will use later to call for help.
Time traveling from right around 2009, 2010, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Somebody's coming in. Yeah.
Zach.
So if somebody says you need to take this BlackBerry, you're going to need it to defeat Steve Jobs. And then Brand says, "Who the hell is Steve Jobs?" And the person says, "Ligma balls."
That joke is abominable, and that's why you come. That's why you're here.
By the way, I figured it out. It's not a New Zealand accent you need to do; it's a Cockney. But oi there, you mind Ibnese balls a lick?
I hate the show. I hate the show.
That's the Ibnese Ligma joke we teased 2 episodes ago.
And I hate
Tom switches them last episode.
We now return to your regularly scheduled programming. Zach, say hello. We're back.
Hello. For context, that breaking news video we did that may have been popular, may have been completely ignored, took place in between the last couple seconds and these couple seconds.
Yeah.
So it's actually been over an hour.
Yeah, it has been an hour and a half for us, and presumably for you, I don't know, maybe there was an edited-in picture of a cat, or maybe a funny Game of Thrones quote, or maybe I just didn't do any of that.
A picture of a cat, and it has the a bad pussy quote. So it's a picture of one of your cats, Tom, misbehaving.
Zach, we're still in the first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
I guess this video is just really not perform well because we swore in the first 5 minutes.
I have to edit it. Well, this one I have to edit no matter what, right?
Yeah. Yep. Correct.
Because this is 2 halves of a video. Okay. All right, Zach. I want to talk
You want a
about
good
this.
girl, but you want the bad Susan.
Oh, no. All right, Zach. So this is our new format, right? It's called Why? Why?
Why?
I originally
Why?
this idea I originally conceived of this idea as I was reading through Fire and Blood, and they referenced the Dragon Pit, which is where the massacre of the dragons at the end of the Dance with the Dragons, the Dance of the Dragons happened. And Zach, the Dragon Pit is still there, and
Why?
I know, right? Like I would have expected sometime in the last 100 years, since there aren't any dragons anymore, someone would have built over it or done something with that space. But the dragon pit is still there. In fact, that hill, Visenya's Hill, is where Tyrion goes to visit the pyromancers, right? Um,
Huh.
so Tom asks Tom Self, why is the dragon pit there? But that's not the topic of this video. I do want to talk about that, but I couldn't find enough to make it crunchy. This video is on the following. You ready?
Okay.
You entertain the crowd. I'm going to start putting in some fun little lines. We're going to make this a 6-point font.
So the storming of the dragon pit led to the death of 5 dragons, and it also led to the death of many dragon keepers. I believe members of the King's Guard, as like maybe they were just members of like City Watch, or just knights or something of that sort. But and a Valerian prince, I believe, was also killed. So it was a real nasty going on there when the dragons got killed in the storming of the dragon pit. Just a real not good time for anyone. And the one of the big things that the Dance of the Dragons did was severely limit the number of dragons still alive in Westeros. But the pit is still there. It is absolutely still around.
Whoop. So Zach, I don't know if you just saw that quote that I had up there a minute ago, but I'll put it up again.
Yep, let's go for it. Go for it.
Make this a 15-point font. That's fine. Sam, please be white. Thank you. Sam travels to Old Town from Bravos aboard the
Cinnamon Wind.
Cinnamon Wind. I'm very tired after that last video, so if I ramble,
Me too.
it's your fault.
It's also my fault.
No, it's Germ's fault.
It's Grim's fault. Yeah, you said it's your fault, and I said it's also my fault. I was agreeing with you. I just made it sound like I was disagreeing.
Zach, say things about the Cinnamon Wind.
Cinnamon Wind is a boat. It is a boat that we've seen multiple times, because the Cinnamon Wind actually shows up way earlier in the wonderful and wacky Karth chapters. Qarth, however you want to pronounce it.
I had forgotten that you had just reread the Karth chapters.
Yeah. Yes. He shows up and he's like, yo, I forget the name of the captain because he has a Summer Islander name. But he says, yo, hey, Danny, I got some good news for you. Bobby B, yo, he croaked. Some pig, like, absolutely destroyed him. His son is on the throne. This, like, Joffrey kid, yeah, but he is, like, super duper dead. And Danny's like, oh, wow, if only I could tell my brother, he would be, like, super pissed he didn't get revenge. However, my brother is also dead. He went to a heavy metal concert, and, you know, what happens. So...
Put the punchline to that joke in the comments.
Put the punchline to that joke in the comments, yes. Yeah, so, like, he's then like, okay, Danny, like, radical. I'm not going to Westeros for a while, though, so, like, you're going to have to find your own way there. Maybe I'll see you some other time. And then he goes to the wall not all that long afterwards, so Danny could have just, like, ridden along with him. Granted, like, maybe not her and her entire army, but like if she was looking to like get a diplomatic foothold with somebody in that conflict, she could have totally ridden on the Cinnamon Wind, gone for a little bit of an adventure, and then showed up in the middle of the War of the Five Kings, or perhaps closer to the end of it, but and said like, "Hey, I'll cut a deal with you." I don't know, Robb Stark. "Hey, I'll cut a deal with you." I don't know, Balon Greyjoy. In fact, I think even like if she'd gotten there quick enough, although like there's no way she could have, like maybe there's a world where Dany and Renly cut a deal of some sort.
Oh, that
Like,
would be a great time. I think they
yeah,
they would really get along.
They would get along. I think like politically, it's hard to make that work. But like Renly could have been like, you know what? Yeah, like we can set up some marriages here, and we can like give you your rightful seat back because my brother declared war on me. We can at least give you Dragonstone and all the related areas back. And you know what? What about when I become king, you take the Stormlands, and then we'll set you up so that like your children will marry into my family when I have children with Marjorie, and like we'll bring the lines back together and rule Westeros in peace. Now, I don't think Dany would go for that deal, but like I can see Renly trying to offer it. But this requires Dany to make good decisions. We know she doesn't.
This is true. So Zach, keep. So starting in Karth, which is the first time we meet her. By the way, I put this quote down here. You have rewarded me already. I have seen dragons. That is Kuhurumo to Daenerys in Karth.
Yeah.
Follow the What is the next time we see the Cinnamon Wind?
I don't think we see it again until we see Sam. Am I mistaken?
I believe you are correct. We go from here to here. Shoot.
And he specifically said he wasn't going to be in Westeros for a while. So he went probably multiple other places before he ended up in Braavos.
Yes. I think you're probably right.
Because, like, if he went to Westeros, he went to Old Town, he presumably like would have either recently went to Braavos or like went to Braavos before he went to Westeros and then like made multiple stops along the way, because it would make sense like hit Braavos, go right across, do the Vale, do King's Landing, go down to Storm's End, go to Dorne, stuff like that. Hit Old Town on the way out.
As a matter of fact, I think that he said he was traveling to Asshai.
Ooh.
However, entertain the crowd. I'm going to confirm that real fast.
He's making he says he's making the Trader Circle, which is the Jade Sea.
Yes.
Jade Sea.
And I can't find where in the devil I saved my
map of the world of Ice and Fire.
No, my PDFs of the books.
Well, let's see with the Trader Circle. We can pull up the map. It says Jade Sea. Yeah, the Jade Sea is near Asshai, I believe.
Oh well, gotta remember to edit that part out where I'm looking through my files. Dude.
Yes. I didn't even see anything. I wonder if there's anything incriminating. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to the Jade Sea. The Shadowlands are there. Asshai by the Shadow is there. Lang, the Manticore Isles, Marahai, Yiti, Althos, Southoros or Southoros, Yos.
What did you call it? The trade circle?
The Trader Circle in the Jade Sea, yeah.
Which includes Asshai and Sothorios. I'm going to put that down here.
It is quite amazing the distance that Daenerys traveled from Pentos to get all the way to Qarth. And then Qarth isn't exactly close to Meereen either.
Yeah. Some of the distances there are kind of crazy.
Yeah. and that was all on like Pentos to Karth, all on like horseback. And she came through the Red Waste, so she didn't like hit the coastline and hug it. She like went all the way through the Fallen Kingdom of Sarnor, through the Dothraki Sea, and then straight down through the Red Waste. And Vastothrak is like not only huge, like a huge distance away from Pentos, like west to east. Like Vastothrak's up there in the northern area of Essos, and she had to go through a shit ton of the Dothraki Sea and then into the Red Waste, and then all the way to Karth. It's kind of ridiculous.
All right, so move with me forward with the Cinnamon Wind. What happens after this? What happens during this journey?
During this journey, just in a general sense?
Yeah.
Or Dany's entire, like, actual plot line before she starts T-posing a Marine happens during this journey?
No. The journey with Sam from Old Town from Bravos to Old Town.
Oh, yes. Aemon dies, and there's a funeral. He gets his body, like, stuffed into a cask of rum, so it can be preserved until they reach Old Town. They're attacked by pirates. They are attacked by a little bit by Greyjoy pirates as well. The two separate flavors of the pirates, the Stepstone pirates, who may or may not be was it Arian Waters, or what's the name of the guy that
Aurain. Aurain Waters.
Aurain Waters. Yeah, who Cersei totally sets up to steal a navy. But could also be the person attacking them as stepstones. And then they dock in Old Town, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. And then what?
And then Marwyn is there, and he's like, "Hey, is that a boat? Because I want to go meet Dany Targaryen."
So Zach, that's the last thing, right? That's the last scene we see containing the Cinnamon Wind.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'm just going to eliminate this. Just going to eliminate this period right here. Here we go. Give me one of these and one of these, and then we say, Marwyn, the mage, takes the Cinnamon Wind to Marine to meet Dany. Here we go. So let me just fill out these last couple of arrows. Whoop, 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 whoop. Zach, this whole business has prompted me to ask, why?
Why what specifically?
Why is the Cinnamon Wind? Why are we seeing the same minor characters on this same shitty little merchant vessel who just goddamn happen to meet between 3 and 6 of the most important characters on the goddamn planet? Zach, this seems a little fucking convenient to me.
In addition, if you believe our Marwyn has Targaryen blood theory, he has he's like a Targaryen chaser, right? He's like a clout chaser for Targs.
This is
because he went out of his way to see Dany. He picks up Aemon Targaryen, and also holds on to his dead body.
Yeah, dude.
And he also picks up Marwyn, and if Marwyn says that we put a lot of stake into this line. They couldn't trust Aemon Targaryen no more than they could trust me because of who he was, because of his blood.
Assume with me for a moment. Assume with me that this is as presented, right? This is as presented. This shit is like one taxi driver in New York City picking up 3 different Kennedys in 3 different situations, all unrelated, all by accident.
Sorry, you mentioned like a cab driver, and thinking of the cab driver from Better Call Saul, who was a famous singer. Who's like, I know who you are. You know who you are. Let's get past that. But I'm imagining it was like a character who we know has a secret identity, like Young Griff or Quaithe or something like that. but then you said Kennedy's, and like thinking of that exact same line, but he points to like JFK, and JFK under his breath says, "Can this stick fit in your mouth?" What? Say it louder. Can this dick fit in your mouth? And it's like, yeah, there we go.
This joke brought to you by the 3 Better Call Saul fans in the audience. Thanks for watching.
The entire comment section, everybody in the comments who likes either Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, talk about how great it is in the comments without spoilers, so that we can like collectively shame Tom into watching more.
Yeah, you guys do that. Everyone who wants me to watch Better Call Saul, talk in the comments about how good Better Call Saul is. Everyone who wants the comment section to be funny, talk about how bad Better Call Saul is.
Everybody say things about Better Call Saul that are wildly untrue.
Yes, please
give
make
fake spoilers.
Please make up spoilers about Better Call Saul. By the way, I want to talk about this. By the way, some of our comments on one of the most recent videos are some of the funniest things I've ever heard. People just making wild assertions about where the 2 of us are from.
Yes.
Just some of the funniest things I've ever seen. People claiming that we are from Rillier. People claiming that we're from the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Great. It's phenomenal.
Oh my god! Also, I can't. This is Toraf 1. I can't believe Zach and Tom are from Whiterun. I wonder if they get to the Cloud District very often. Dude, that shit's funny. That's a funny joke, and I like it.
That is very good.
You know what, Zach? I'm going to make a claim here. Can I make a claim?
I was going to tell people to do one more thing in the comments, which is write about your favorite shocking moment in either Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, but change the characters so they're a Song of Ice and Fire characters and the context makes no sense. Like I can't believe that time that Cersei Lannister tried to drown herself in the pool or some shit like that.
And this actually ties in very well to the claim I'm going to make here.
Okay, go for it.
Zach, I contend that we have the funniest fucking comment section on YouTube.
Well, it's because we make it part of like the show, right? We make it part like just say dumb shit in the comments. Get creative with it though. Like we goof around the same way we do. We are actively encouraging you to crack jokes.
Yeah, life is stressful. Everyone, please post a very serious theory about what you think is going on with the Cinnamon Wind, and then just like crack a couple of good old fashioned Breaking Bad jokes.
That's what I love about our comment section. Like half of it is people like, I was told to make a joke, and here's my joke. The other half is, I really like this theory. Here's my additional context, and like I'm happy for both of those things.
Oh, and also there's still a healthy amount of people who are like, you guys need to get better mic quality, and this goes out to them.
I do plan on buying. I do plan on buying a better mic. I'm not using my headset on this one. I think it's going to be better. The built-in on my laptop is probably actually is better than my headset. I will get a better microphone, but for making music, I can't guarantee I'll use it for this show. But I do want you to know that I will buy a better microphone.
Headset. Usually I only get one.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
great. That's good. That's good.
So Zach, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about, right? I was like uttering there was floating around my brain this weird stuff about the cinnamon wind and how it's really goddamn weird.
Yeah.
And I couldn't turn that into a proper theory. And that's what I kind of like this format where I'm just like, hey Zach, this is a weird thing. Let's talk about it. Right. Zach, this is a weird
Yeah.
thing.
It is.
It's
It is incredibly weird.
it's so like George doesn't do plot convenience really. Like there's a
No,
couple of
he
small
will
instances where he
gladly
sort of
introduce
hand
him.
waves things, but this is weird.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Song of Ice and Fire. Uh, and actually, it's funny that we bring up Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I can think of very few elements of plot convenience, and they're also usually all well set up, like that. Like it's possible for like those paths to cross, or for those characters to bump into each other, or like a character made a mistake and not like foreseeing a possibility that these two things could run into each other. That's also a very Song of Ice and Fire sort of thing, right? Like if two worlds are going to combine, it's not unexpected. Somebody jumps in and says, "Hey, just so you know, this is a thing that could happen," and then the character ignores it, and then later it's like, "Oh, whoops!"
Yeah.
Like, like this is something the Bad Dragon Show does very poorly after it runs out of books. But like you can go back to the end of season 1 and see the Red Wedding coming, and you can do that in the books as well. Like you can see like the second that we meet uh Walder Frey, we can tell he's a rat bastard who will betray you for like the earliest convenience.
Yeah, he even has
Uh,
that speech where he's like, I said some words, I stood before, I kneeled before somebody. Uh, where you are setting up that oaths and promises do not mean much to this man.
yeah, exactly. He really doesn't care, and like we even get the setup with the mayhaps a lot earlier than like like he says mayhaps during that, and then very soon after we learn like mayhaps is a classic Frey like I'm shitting you sort of thing, and he just sprinkles it all in there to like and be like you know if you think you can trust me, by the way you can. Uh, like George is really good with like everything is set up if you look for it. So to have just plot convenience is against his sort of like idea. And we talked about in our breaking news thing, like he is a gardener, right? He finds things he wrote earlier and it's like, ooh, interesting. Let's see where this goes. Which I consider myself sort of kind of a similar writer in that regard. I feel I need like a outline, a structure of where I'm going. I consider myself somebody who writes a skeleton, and then like I use that skeleton to write more. But occasionally, I need to stop and redesign things if like the writing takes a turn I didn't expect. It makes it very like difficult for me to collaborate with other writers sometimes. But like
You don't got to call
it
me out
is
like
like
that.
I wasn't specifically talking about you. Yes. But like, it can be difficult, and I understand why George takes a long time to write because, like, I get it. I go through like fits and spurts where I write a lot and then get stuck. Uh, but you're 100% right. It's like the crucial point here. Like, he could have made it any other boat, and there are other boats. There are plenty of other boats in the
Yeah.
books.
Now
This is
like
the perfume. There's a Stinky Stewart, the perfume Chanel.
it could
There's
have been any other random ass boat, and in any other author's hand, you would have it be the Cinnamon Wind because it is confusing for readers to have another boat, right? But George
but that
does not
was
have that particular hangup, right? He is more than happy to invent new crazy ass fucking characters to put in
yeah,
crazy ass fucking situations. It could easily have been another boat, but it's
yeah.
not. In three different situations, these guys showed up. If you want to make the argument that meeting Sam and meeting Marwyn are different, are the same event.
It's the same plot thread.
I don't buy it, right? It's a different plot thread as soon as Marwyn says, okay, I'm going to go back to the person you said that I was going to go to the first time. It's a closed loop triangle, right? Like,
Yeah.
Danny to Sam, Sam to Marwyn, Marwyn to Danny. And that is wild. If that's a coincidence, it's wild. Of the tens of thousands of boats on the on in the Narrow Sea and Jade Sea, these three motherfuckers all happened to get the same boat. Bullshit. I call bullshit. No way.
Yeah. Yeah, I call bullshit as well. That is interesting.
Yeah. So Zach, play with me in this brain. Also, I'm not sure if you leaned away from the mic or something, but it's a little
Okay.
hard to hear you now.
This might be better.
Oh yes, yeah. Yes, you're leaning into your NPR voice there, just a hair.
Yes, NPR. Huh.
Oh yes, welcome back to the A Song of Ice and Fire podcast, where we talk at length about things that are ridiculous, with the occasional dick joke. Where was I?
Welcome to all things considered. The only things we're considering are Tormund's member.
Please,
Tormund's member.
welcome back to all things people who name their swords Sittard. I like that joke. So Zach, play with me in this brain space for just a minute or two, just a couple of minutes, because I would actually love to turn this over to the fine nerds who putter around, because I was not able to come up with anything really all that compelling. Why? Why? And also what? And also how is going on with these guys?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Are they hired by Marwyn? Is this a Marwyn inside job sort of dealio? Did Marwyn send the Cinnamon Wind to Daenerys the first time? Now, actually, now that I think on it,
It was just an Old Town. That's entirely feasible.
Yeah, were they? Does it explain that? Were they just in Old Town before that? Does it say that on the wiki?
No. Before, literally right before he meets Danny, he says, "I was just an Old Town." Like, I reread the chapter recently. That's where he heard the Robert Baratheon was at Old Town.
Oh, Zach Marwyn. I'm sorry, Alaras says to Sam, "It is no coincidence that we met downstairs, right, in A Feast for Crows. I came and got you on Marwyn's instruction." Maybe the Cinnamon Wind went and got them on Marwyn's instruction.
Maybe they're on a Targaryen collection spree, right? Like, go find Targaryens. Like, follow rumors. Listen to, like, what you're hearing about people, and, like, maybe Marwyn even, like, has, like, a way to, like, keep tabs on this. We know he has a glass candle or something similar, right? It's entirely possible he's, like, scrying on people, and, like, he sees a Targaryen move, and then he calls up his buddy with a boat, and it's like, "Hey, yo, Aemon Targaryen just left the wall. Go fetch him for me." And that explains why, like, they can't bury him at sea. They can't burn. They don't want to bury him at sea. They want to give him a proper Targaryen funeral. They burn his corpse or whatever their reasoning is. But it could also be like, "Yo, make sure you save that dead body for me. Like, my buddy Qyburn is gonna have some fun with that, or something of that sort." Like, it's entirely possible that, like, Marwyn is very specifically telling Kahuro Mo, however you pronounce that name, where to go, and like he's not actually following a like trader's circle. He is like very specifically contracted to be like a Targaryen catcher.
And we know from Kahurumo that he brings the books to the Citadel. We know that he personally goes to the Citadel to try to sell the books that Aemon brought.
Yeah.
Zach, I'm gonna put it out there. He was chatting with Marwyn. Well, there's our theory. I guess I needed to just think about it for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, you need like some interjections for me and thinking about it a little bit. Like Marwyn hired the Cinnamon Wind to go do things for him.
Yeah. If I can use one of Varys' terms, Kahurumo is one of Marwyn's little birds.
I buy that entirely.
He's one of Marwyn's spies.
Yeah, Marwyn has, or like maybe he doesn't like, maybe not exactly spies, but like agents.
Yeah.
Like he has people who like he can just say, I need you to go do this thing, and he's like, on it, boss. Yeah, absolutely.
And it gets even weirder, right? Oh, pardon me. It gets even weirder with this one, right? I gave this one a little highlight because Sam doesn't meet Zondo Doru, I believe is how it's pronounced in the audiobook. Zondo Doru does not meet Sam while Sam is like trying to hail a ship. They happen to bump into each other in the streets of Bravos.
Yes.
And Zach, that's pretty fucking convenient.
Unless he knew where to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that is exactly what happened. I think that the Cinnamon Wind was sent there to go and pick up Sam and Gilly. Sam and Gilly and Aemon. And Baby Monster 2. Wait, no, Baby Steel Song. Baby Steel Song 2. Oh, wait, no. That baby is also a Targaryen.
Baby is also a Targaryen.
Yes. Unironically, I've kind of committed to that.
I'm starting to come around to it.
It feels very fitting. So,
well,
Zach, I think that Old
then
Town.
The baby swap didn't actually happen, but.
Say again?
Then the baby swap didn't actually happen, but.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. That is just King's blood, not Targaryen. You're right. My bad.
That being said, maybe Marwyn knows a lot, but not quite as much as he thinks. He's like, yes, that's Craster's kid. And Craster, of course, is a Targaryen. Because Marwyn watched one, but not all of our videos. He watched our videos, but he hasn't read the books. He's one of our commenters.
Actually, this kind of fits, doesn't it? Because it is implied in the Melisandre chapter that she has trouble seeing things happening at the wall. Because it's such it's implied that it's because it's such a turbulent source of magical energy. I think is the implication. She has trouble discerning things that are happening there. So maybe Marwyn wasn't able to see Sam and Gilly until they left the wall and were on their way to Bravos. Or maybe that's nonsense. That's also possible.
Yeah.
Zach, that's our. I think that's our show, right?
You think so? Yeah.
Right, nice and easy and relatively quick. It's a good. I think this sort of format really gets me thinking about some of these weird things that are going on in my brain, and in these goddamn books.
I ought to try that for some theories I've been trying to poke up, but I haven't really got answers for. I would love to do that this format for sure.
Yeah, do it, because this one, there's a point where you've been puttering a theory around for like a month, and at that point, I couldn't get it to come together, and the two of us did, and I like it.
Yeah, we bridged the gap.
All right, Zach. Please end on a joke.
Um. So. Ibeniz, huh?